gentlemen, welcome back. This video is brought to you guys by mSpy, and we're taking a look at the best way to monitor your cell phone or tablet. Now, it doesn't have to be your cell phone or tablet. It could actually be your kid's cell phone or tablet, because that's majority of the reason a lot of people are going to be taking a look at this software. Basically, what it allows you to do is track a particular phone in every possible regard. You can monitor calls, you can do call restriction, you can take a look at what text messages they've been sending or receiving, and you can also take a look at very specific applications. For example, what are they doing on Snapchat, Facebook, iMessage, Skype, Line, Viber, Kik, Instagram, so on and so forth. Another cool thing is the fact that you can do geofencing and current GPS location tracking. So what that means is if they leave a certain area, you could get a full-on notification, and you can actually track them real time wherever they are. You can also control what applications are installed. This is especially better for kids and whatnot, and of course you can block certain applications along with a full-fledged keylogger to see every single thing that has been typed. Now this is really in-depth to the point where you can also view all the photos and videos on a particular device as well. But I think the main reason a lot of people are going to be using this is probably for browsing history, because you want to keep track of what your kids are visiting. You don't want them going on, I don't know, inappropriate sites, or maybe even like youtube.com and watching certain gaming videos and whatnot. So you can actually block those particular websites, or you can block entire Wi-Fi networks if you wish to do so, which can be useful if you want your kid to have full access to all their friends and whatnot, but you don't want them staying up past 2 a.m. right now especially. So another cool thing is you can also read their emails, and of course you can take a look at calendar activities, contacts, and of course you have a full-fledged control panel to track all of this on. And the control panel itself, you can actually go and view on a demo directly off of their website. So all you have to do is go directly on mSpy.com, and afterwards you can actually go and check out their demo version, which is right here, and it will actually show you a quick dashboard as to what everything looks like. So as you guys can see, everything will show up on a dashboard that looks kind of like this, and it will give you statistics as well. Here are the most calling contacts. So maybe there's someone named Carlos and you told them to stay away from that person, but here we are, they've called Carlos 3 times already, which isn't great. Now let's say that they're going to Carlos's house, which might not be great either. Well, you can actually track every single particular location they stopped and every single particular location that they have been on a particular day, along with maybe the cell phone activity, what they've been doing the most, and so on and so forth. So what else can we do here? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at maybe what's something that people would want to do. Well, they're probably intrigued by Snapchat. You see, this is an application a lot of parents don't really fully understand. So if you want to see what Snapchats have been sent out and of course received, then this might be a way to go and see all of that as well. And if you see this on your particular kid's phone, you might raise a few questions. But what about other things like photos? Well, you do want to keep tabs on photos as well. This can be very important. So once again, you can actually see all the photos that have been shared, received. You also get full-on timestamps on those, and you can actually go ahead and access the entire log history as well. Now let's get a bit more professional. Maybe you're not tracking your kids. Maybe you're tracking a coworker of some sorts, and you want to make sure they are working from home properly and actually being on their emails like they should be. Well, once again, you can go ahead and see all the emails that have been sent out, and you can go ahead and check out all the emails that are being received in the moment. The last thing I want to show you, something that is a bit more interesting. Here's full-fledged Wi-Fi networks as well, and now you can actually identify the most visited places. Where are they getting hotspots? So maybe you're worried that they're doing stuff on their phone, but they're not doing it on your network, so it's not being tracked. Well, here you go. Maybe they're going to the airport, maybe they're leaving, or maybe they said they're going to leave the city, but in reality they left the country. Well, this is a cool way to check that out as well. Lastly, there's keylogger as well. For this particular thing, if you're trying to see, I don't know, maybe every single text, anything that they have sent that is written on your phone and where they wrote it and when they wrote it, you can go ahead and see this as well. This might be more for someone who is very suspicious of someone for doing other things. So that's an interesting way to go about doing this as well. Then last but not least, there's a few other cool things on here that you can do. For example, browsing history. This can be important. Once again, jumping back to maybe your kids and whatnot. So as you guys can see, you can actually filter web content. You can monitor it. Some parents may want to just filter certain things. They don't really care what their kids are doing. Others may want to do every single thing to make sure that their kids, depending on the age, are of course going on appropriate sites and whatnot. So here's a cool way to do that. So what exactly happens when you go and try to get access? So I'm going to go ahead and hit get access. So it should bring you to this page. You can go ahead and purchase a package, and afterwards you get to select your target device. You can either choose between Android or iOS. We're going to go ahead and select iOS, and now we have to choose the kid's name. So let's call him Mark, who's been talking too much to Carlos, and you can actually set an age on here as well. So let's say they are 13 years old, and we also have a full-fledged along with the Apple ID and the password. Alright, so after that, it's going to go and say, congratulations, your device is successfully linked. Open your control panel to start monitoring. In some cases, it may take up to 24 hours to receive data from the target device. If you actually have to choose your target device, and this is my main phone. It's an iPhone 11 Pro, we're calling it Ion, and of course, it tells you the iOS version, when the last backup was, and how big the backup size is. So I'm going to go ahead and select this device. Alright, I'm going to hit select. And now it's going to go and say, dear customer, this is an essential key file used for secure encryption of your account's information. We will need this file in order to reset your password in the future. If you try to reset your password without this file information, it'll be encrypted, okay? So I'm going to send this to the registered email. You do need to put in your account password again. Taking a look here, the dashboard itself doesn't have too much information at the moment. However, you can see things like your most visited websites, most messaging contacts, and of course your most called contacts as well. This might even be a cool thing to use for yourself and not someone else if you want to keep tabs on, who you're calling the most, what websites you're visiting the most. It might be cool to track for maybe your business or something of those sorts. On the left, we get our usual, all the different things that I showed you guys. You can click any of these and you can mess with the settings. For example, you can block particular websites. I'll actually show you guys this, what it looks like if you want to block a particular website. And then of course maybe set up geofencing, your call tracker. If you called Carlos for this amount of time, then maybe you want to go and check up on that. And then of course you can also go and track every single thing that is going on in their contacts. And so maybe if they added a new contact that looks a bit weird, then you might want to go and look into that. My favorite thing of course is the Tinder tracker. This is a very interesting version of this that actually allows you to go and look at every single different thing that they are doing on Tinder at a particular moment. So if they're messaging maybe some guy that you don't want them messaging, you can actually see exactly what they're saying, when it was sent, and maybe even keep tabs on who they are potentially meeting up with that you might not want them meeting up with. My second favorite thing is of course the keyword tracker. Basically, if they're looking up words that you really don't want them looking up, maybe words like drugs and whatnot, then of course you can go and add up to 20 keywords, and every single time it detects that the person used that keyword, it will actually go and send you a notification. So all in all, guys, go ahead and check them out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If so, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Their website is full of epic information, probably more information than this video, and most of their customers are satisfied, and I'm not the only person to review this. So if you guys want to go ahead and look it up, it's in the link below. Thank you guys for watching. This is going to be me logging